Hello, Sandra Dean here, Integrative Counsellor and Psychotherapist here in the UK. Thank you for coming to my therapeutic programme for overcoming anxiety, and well done for getting started. I'd like to just run through, first of all, the programme itself so that you know what to expect from me, what to expect from the programme, and what to expect from yourself along the way. So there will be pauses, or I'll be encouraging pauses throughout the videos at key points so that you can think about what I've discussed, think about how you feel and think about those things, and so you can also write some notes down. In a one-to-one session, I would make notes and I would help you to remember the journey that you've been on. However, you'll be doing this yourself, so it's important that through those notes you'll be able to see where you've got to at the end of the programme, as well as all the thought processes that got you there. And that will be the key for you to know how much you've got from the programme itself. So I'd like to first of all just go through what we're going to cover and how. So coming up on the screen will be the list and I'll run through them with you. So first of all, we're going to look at who am I, what do I need, and how am I? This will cover the first two sessions of the programme. And it's the building blocks for the rest of the programme itself, because we want to know who am I in my core, what do I need so that I can get my needs met and have good boundaries with others, and also how am I? When did you last ask yourself that question, how am I? Because if we know how we are, we can know what to expect from ourselves or what limitations we might have if we're not feeling so good. Secondly, then, we're going to look at negative internal dialogue. And this is all about how we speak to ourselves internally. When we're saying, oh, it sounds silly, but, oh, I feel stupid, oh, what an idiot, which I hear all of the time, or, oh, well done. We're going to feel differently depending on how we're talking to ourselves, how we view ourselves. So our internal dialogue is really important, and it's important to know what we're saying to ourselves, why we're saying it to ourselves, and how to actually be kinder as we would with others. Then we'll move on to looking at relationships and the assumptions we make about others. Too often they're wrong in the first place, as assumptions generally are, and also our expectations of others as well. So we'll get to know who we are, how we are, but also how we are in our relationships. We'll be looking at existence and how our and others' mortality can affect us. We'll look at our needs for purpose, what gets us out of bed in the morning, and the difficulties that come with having freedom, because we all like freedom and it sounds great. However, with freedom comes decision making and making choices in life. Sometimes we just want someone to tell us what to do, because it would be much easier, or just at least make a decision on our behalf. We're going to look at lack of boundaries and the ability to say no. So we're looking at what we need earlier on. That will help us to identify the boundaries that we need. And also, are we a yes person? Are we a people pleaser? Do we actually need to stop a little bit and say no sometimes, or at least think about before we say yes? Difficulties accepting self, events and others. We may want what we can't have, we may strive for perfection, or we might try to be someone we're not. Again, people pleasing. And this includes our expectations of others. So acceptance is key. It's key to being content. Comparisons and social media. Now this is a big one because most of us are using social media, and even if we're not, we tend to find ourselves comparing to others at some point or another. How much we do that depends on us, and sometimes it can be a really good thing because it can help us strive forward, but it can also be detrimental if we're comparing too much or aiming too high for ourselves. Self-esteem and assertiveness. Self-esteem, we're going to look at the core of you and how you feel about yourself inside a little bit more. And assertiveness is telling your truth and being definite about it. Assertiveness will also help you to create your boundaries and keep to them. Other causes of anxiety, including alcohol, drugs, lack of sleep, jealousy, envy. Somatic and psychosomatic links. So somatic is what we're feeling physically. Psychosomatic is how we're feeling physically because of how we are thinking. We'll look at fear and catastrophizing, age, health, invalidations and endings, attachment and loss. So there's a lot there to look at, but they are or can be causes of anxiety. So do you identify with any of these reasons? A mixture? All of them? I'll go through each one explaining how to identify them in your life and ways you can help yourself with them. The last 3 episodes will be about how you can combat anxiety with mindfulness and positive psychology exercises, how to give yourself proper self-care, and a whole host of other coping mechanisms. At the end of the programme, I will do a recap on everything we've covered so that you can see how far you've come. Now, I do cover a lot, and some of it may not be as relevant as others to you, or you may find it all relevant, but I do cover everything so that you can get as much as you need out of the programme itself. You'll have your own reflections within your notes as well. You can dip in and out of the sessions as you wish, depending on how much time you have and how much effort you want to put in, but I do encourage you to watch them in the order that I've set them out. I'd like to, at this point, just because she's here, introduce one of my cats. This is Millie, and she is a therapeutic cat. She comes into my one-to-one sessions as well, so I never discourage her from taking part. So you may see her throughout the programme from time to time. So let's get started with Who Am I?